Hello everybody and welcome back to Pionero Capital. If you have missed the previous couple of videos, make sure you go and check them out so you're all caught up to where we are up to right now. For the rest of us, a little bit of housekeeping to take care of just before we start today's video. So you may notice that I've got $8,000 more than I had at the end of the previous video. That is purely because I've had to start the game again, and in the process of getting us to the same place where we were, I ended up making $8,000 more. So I've played it better the second time through, apparently. The reasons for that I'll get into later on when we've got some time, when I'm driving around. I've got a story to tell. I've had quite the week. There has been an update between the videos, which has fixed quite a few things actually in terms of the controller aspect of things. So you may remember from the first two videos, if we were going through the phone, for example, I get stuck in the menu, particularly if we were in the van. So if we were in the van here and I was pressing A to go into properties menu, for example, that would be starting the engine, turning the engine off, because it was still mapped to what we were doing in the vehicle. That is no longer the case, and this all works just fine now. So all of that has been fixed, which is perfect. You can also now look around. They've added the control stick option to be able to look around rather than use the mouse, which is what we had to do in the first video. And they have also fixed the sound issues. So I put up a few things on screen during the course of the first two videos, just trying to help explain what the issue was. Basically, you couldn't hear phone conversations, and you also couldn't hear things like the doorbell ringing or a couple of other game sounds that were missing. I could hear them, but you couldn't hear them. So they have now fixed that issue, and now we can all hear them.
It's Karim. I'm the owner of the yacht.
Which is perfect. So now we've got full game audio as well. That also leans into the reason I had to restart the game as well. But again, I'll get into that later on. The other bug fixes and things we don't really need to go through, but yeah, they've been fixing a lot of bugs, so all good stuff from their end. Today's episode, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to head over to the auto service tuning because, well, look at the van. The panels are all beaten, the glass is cracked, occasionally I see a puff of smoke coming from the engine as well, so it's on its last legs. It's time to get this fixed up and looking a bit smarter, so we're going to head over there and get it fixed up and looking a bit smarter. Then we are going to head over to the coffee shop and get some energy, because I'm about dead for energy. So I'm going to head over there and get a couple of coffees just to give us a bit of energy. Then we're going to go clothes shopping, because people have been complaining more and more about the way I'm dressed. So we're going to get some new threads and start looking the part. Then I'm going to swing by the supermarket, buy some food, and that should give us enough energy for the rest of the day. And then we'll get started with buying a license, buying some sneakers from the port, and selling some new products. So let's head over the road to start with and get this van fixed up. So I think you just pull in over here and then you can click to repair or customize your van. Although this button map seems to be still one of the ones that's double thingied. Just as I was singing their praises, there is one there. I can do it with the keyboard though with just E. So repair the engine, $402. We'll have that done. And repair the body, $500. I'll have that done as well. Oh, look how much better that looks. Instantly, this van is much, much better now. I'll have a look at some of the other options in here while we're here as well. So we've got different color options as well. If you click on them, you can preview them before buying them, which is good. What color van should we have? We've got plenty of colors to choose from. Something bright would be quite nice. I don't mind. The racing red looks quite nice. The green stands out quite well. People see us coming. That blue van doesn't look too bad either. It's like an old Ford van. You know what? I'm going to have grab a lime. Let's have grab a lime. The other things to do in here. Let me just do this. This is better. So some of these menus do still work better on keyboard and mouse. The wheels are ridiculously expensive, as you can see. They do offer different things, I guess, but I'm not sure if it's just visual or if they actually do help with grip. I've absolutely no idea. So since I've got a bit of extra cash, we will have some, but we'll have some that are sort of mid-range. So we'll have what would look good on a van. I don't want anything that actually looks like a van wheel. If we're going to splurge, we might as well have something that looks half decent. They're not bad. We have those, the chrome ones. Let's have some chrome wheels. $4.5 grand. It's expensive, but we'll have them. Why not? Headlight color, I can't do that yet. That's in the full version only. The same as window tint, suspension, and engine upgrades, but that gives you a bit of scope as to what you'll be able to do in here later on. So now we've got a nice fixed up van. I've still got more money than I did at the end of the previous video, so we're all good there. Look at that. Now we've got a van. This is a van. Right, let's head over and get a coffee. I think it's actually the other way, so we'll reverse all the way around and try and not crash our new van straight away. Go and get some energy and some new clothes. So you may sometimes see the occasional other player on the map. Even though I'm playing this on a private server, people keep popping into my game. So you might see the occasional person driving around, going about doing their own thing. Oh, also, I've noticed that about the vehicles. Yeah, that's the turnaround point, and they just turn around and drive straight into that concrete and crash. And then if another vehicle comes before he frees himself, they just drive straight into him. In fact, we might see that happen now. If I just get out of the way, make sure nobody crashes into me. You might see that black car. He should now T-bone the pickup truck. There he goes. And that can be like a queue of like 5 or 6 vehicles if they don't free themselves. Yeah, that's their turnaround point that I've discovered. I don't think we've driven down this road, so we'll have a drive down here so you can see it. There's nothing down here other than visual stuff to look at. We might do the occasional delivery down here, but that's all there is down here. There's a couple of buildings that look like they maybe could be used, like an extra body shop there, and maybe a place to eat just on the corner here, a Chinese place to eat, but yeah, I don't think there's much else going on down here, apart from the coffee shop at the end of the road. But you might see some other people pop into the game, as I was saying. It's kind of weird. It's happened since the update. There's just been random people just... I'd see their vehicles pull up, because they're doing the same thing I'm doing, just playing the game and just, you know, delivering around town. So you see other people just going about their business. You can't talk to them or anything like that. There's no voice support in the game or anything like that. But yeah, you might see the odd random person playing this game from the real world. Right, this is the coffee shop. Hello, Liam.
You can browse the selection of coffee and treats here.
Good. I'd like a coffee. They are expensive in here, similar to the airport. The 3 coffees are the same price. And I think the only difference is you get one with a flower, one with a heart, and one with a tulip. So we'll have a flower. I'll have 2 coffees. Keep us going. I'll leave... Actually, no, we'll have a donut. I'll have a donut as well. 2 coffees and a donut, please. Let's have our coffee first. This should keep us going while we go clothes shopping. Let's get wired on coffee. There we go. Basically, all that means is you can keep running around. I have noticed as well, if I just shut up, you'll be able to hear how crunchy these donuts are. Don't these sound just delightful for donuts? That is just the sound you want when you eat a donut. Nice and hard and crunchy. Great job, Liam. Right, so that's us 41% energy, so that should keep us going, as I say, for a while now. Now we can run around, which is good. Because you don't want to, in this game... I did do a bit of this as I've been trying to get back up to where we were on 0 energy and just walking around. It takes forever to get anywhere. You know, if you're walking down the road, it takes a long time to walk, so... yeah, you might as well always keep some energy. Now, you can get that by sleeping, obviously, but... money comes pretty easy in this game. You might as well just buy your way to energy. Right, clothing store is over here on the left somewhere. I have to say, I think I chose well. I quite like this green van. This isn't a colour I would normally choose, but I quite like it in this game. Making our vans stand out, which is good, because now everybody will come to Middleman Inc. Right, this is the clothes shop. They have got a car park, so I'm going to use the... actually, we'll park in front of this guy. I'm just going to pull into the car park so I'm nicely out of the way. What I don't want to happen is anybody to start crashing into my van or anything. Because the AI vehicles can be a little bit, as you saw when they try and do something weird, they can just crash into the player as well, so... well, we're out the way. Right, into the clothing store we go. This is all handily labelled, so we've got female stuff, and then we've got male as well. We can easily find our way around. So let's head over and get ourselves a nice top sorted. The reason I'm doing this, if I just go into the business side of things, you'll see on the reviews. That's just me because I was late. Oh, there you go. The outfit is an insult to fashion. Get a clue, TP Gaming. And that's about the 4th or 5th one I've had of those. So we definitely need some new threads. So I think what I want to do is kind of go like I did in Money Simulator in Brokeville. Dress for success. That's what we want. We want to dress for success. Now, I don't want to get the suit jacket because that costs $12,500. I don't want to be that successful, but somewhere half decent is where we want to be. So I think there is another, somewhere along the line, a suit jacket that's a little bit cheaper. It's still not cheap. It's $1,000, but it's a little bit cheaper. So I think we'll have that. You can choose the color as well. Most of these things have about 2 or 3 color options, I think. Right, so I'm going to choose probably the one with the red tie. I think that looks quite good. Looks perfect with the shorts as well, doesn't it? Why didn't that buy? Hang on a second. I think you have to click this menu entirely with the mouse. Otherwise, it doesn't actually do anything. So we'll have that. Doesn't that go well with our shorts? Look at that. That is the outfit, isn't it? That is the outfit. We look fantastic. But we are going to change it up. So we'll come into here. I'm going to do all of this with keyboard and mouse, I think, because in here it doesn't seem to work with controller. So there's another thing that needs fixing. Let's see then. So I want some good, maybe some chinos. They're $1,000 because the suit pants are $12,600. So I'm not going to spend that kind of money because we'll need it later on. So I'll just have some chinos. The lighter colored pair, I think, look quite good with the suit. It's either those or the red, but I think we'll have the lighter colored pair. We'll go and get ourselves some nice shoes. Go with these. I think there's some boots we can have. I quite like these. These go quite well with the outfit. I'll show you some of the other ones while we're here. Many options we could have, but obviously they're not suiting our character so much here. I guess the Chelsea boots kind of do a little bit, but I think I like the original boots because we are working as well. So I want something that's kind of working and smart. Probably have those ones. Right, now we'll head over and get ourselves maybe a hat or some glasses. Let's have a look at the hats. I don't think there are many hats in this game. No, just the 3. So these don't really suit the outfit so much, so we won't bother with these, but there are some hats, should you wish. And then male glasses. Right, let's get some glasses. I think this guy will suit glasses. They're all quite expensive, but I think it just tops the outfit off, doesn't it? He looks good in glasses, our character. So should we have sunglasses or just glasses? I think sunglasses. We'll have sunglasses. You can choose the frames as well. Quite good. But I think we'll just have... I think we'll have those ones. I think that looks pretty smart. Right, so surely now nobody will complain. We've just dumped a lot of dollars on that. I think we look quite smart now. So if anybody's complaining now, it's their problem. As we put some effort in. Right, so that's that bit done. You see my old clothes are now on my inventory. I'm just going to drop those back at the factory later on. Just drop them on the floor or something to get rid of them. We can always change back into them at another time. You can't buy a wardrobe yet to put them in, so you can put them on the storage shelving, but I think I'll just leave them on the floor. What was that? Did I just run over something? Probably did. If you run over, so there are a few cardboard boxes on the floor around the map, like just on the right-hand side here, for example. If you crash into one of those, it does sound like you've just run over something very hard. But I don't think we did. All right, let's head over to the supermarket, get some food. And that'll give us enough energy then to head over and do the rest of what I want to do today, which is get the sneaker license and get all of that side of things up and running. Park out the front here. There we go. Private parking just for me. Alright, so this is the supermarket when it finally loads in. So it's quite a nice thing. It's a shame you don't get to browse around here. What would be really good, and hopefully they implement this one day, because at the moment you just go over to the cashier and choose what you want from her menu. It'd be really nice if you could grab a basket and actually come around here and start shopping, wouldn't it? And actually buying things around here. Yeah, I want some of those. Yeah, I want some of those. Because they looks like they're going to sell maybe car parts in here as well. There's a car battery in here and some oil as well. It'd be nice if you could come here and get a load of stuff for the car and get some stuff to eat, do a proper shop, rather than just walk over to Judy.
Sometimes I wonder if this register's just gonna crash on me.
Well,
Again.
let's find out, shall we, Judy? Let's
Should I
find
pull
out.
up the catalog for you?
Yes, please. Right, so from here you can buy ingredients. Now, you do have recipes at home that you need these ingredients for. So salad, egg, and flour. You make a shawarma with that. The bacon, tomato, raw meat, which is what we're going to get. Bacon. I didn't just
Would you
want
like
bacon.
to check out the...
Didn't mean to check out there. I want bacon, so we don't need that anymore. Bacon, tomato, 2 raw meats, and some bread. That makes burgers, so that's what we're going to have. And then if you get sausages, ketchup, and bread, you can make hot dogs. So they're the 3 recipes, but we're going to make some burgers. The burgers give you 30% energy per burger you make, so they're pretty good. They are quite expensive, but they are good for energy. And we can spend some points in our skill tree as well, which would also stop our energy dropping off. We'll have a look at that in a little while. To be honest with you, it's not really worth it in the demo. I'd rather spend the points elsewhere, but... it might be something to look at in the full game. You're not always burning through your energy. So once we've done this, we'll head over to the port and get the stuff we need, and I'll tell you my tale about why I had to restart this game from scratch. Whoa, no. Whoa. Did I think we were about to wreck our brand new van? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Oh, no, no, again. Oh, no, 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 no. And that time it happened. Although you would think he would have put his brakes on. Oh, no, he hasn't scratched the door. I mean, it was my fault, but it also, I mean, look at everybody here. Everybody drives like a maniac. I mean, it was partially my fault, but also, why didn't he also brake? Ah, our new van. It's lasted, what, 10 minutes? At least it's only one door. We'll get that fixed up. It'll only cost us about $100. It's fine. We'll sort it another time. Oh, can you believe it? I have something new, and I ruin it immediately. Right, we'll park here. So also, when I've noticed other people just randomly coming into my game, they do, because everybody parks just here. Sometimes there's been a queue of like 2 or 3 cars parked in my spot, and I've parked down the street because there's other players have taken my parking space. If you're playing this in the public lobby when they're always there, I don't know how busy this game is really getting yet online, but when it gets really busy, parking outside is a bit of an issue. Right, let's get all of these things. I'm just going to drop these over here. If I can. Drop, turn away from it so it's not on the screen. Drop, and drop. There we go. We'll just leave our clothes over there. For some reason, they don't sort of spawn in this building. I don't know why. But we'll leave those there because we're not really going to need those again. Right, select recipe. Let's make some burgers. Or in this game, burgers. Unfortunately, you don't have to do anything there. There's no, like, animation for that. It'd be really nice if there was a cooking animation for that. And you actually make your burgers, but you don't. But as you can see, one burger gives us, I think, 30% energy. Yeah, 30% energy per burger. So we'll down both of our burgers. He's going to have massive indigestion now. Right, it's like man versus food, or beard meets food, I suppose, with that kind of food challenge. Right, that's that done. We'll go over here and get ourselves a license. Now, you may remember in the previous video, this was all a bit sticky using these menus. I have fixed this by turning shadows to low. In fact, it basically turns them off. If you've not noticed now, you'll probably notice from now, nobody has a shadow anymore, and that makes these menus work for me. I don't know why. It's only in this building was it ever a problem. Around the map, I didn't have any problem putting stuff into other people's inventories or anything like that. It was only here where it was an issue, but turning shadows off has fixed the issue for me, so it's probably just a performance thing, really. It's the game trying to draw too much from my machinery, and my machinery is also recording and it was causing issues, so it's probably more of a me issue than anything else, because it doesn't really happen too much when you're not recording a video. So yeah, it's probably more of a me thing, but turning shadows off has fixed it, so that's fine. Sneaker license, we will acquire that. You can get some other ones as well, which we will look at, I think, next time. Factory painting, generator access, and expansion. I'll have a look at those in the next video. So what we need to do now is we can now set our own prices, which is good, because we haven't been able to do that up until this point. So if you come over to the catalog, then you can choose a product and choose its price. So books have been selling really, really well, so we'll knock them up by 10%. I mean, you could go even more than that, but to be honest with you, I don't really know. I mean, price is too high, we won't place orders, and people leave negative reviews. So you could go a little bit higher than that, but we'll just go on this. Make sure we get plenty of customers through, because it's kind of imperative that I get plenty of customers to keep playing the game forward. I'm going to up the price of the sneakers, even though we haven't sold any yet, because I think 10% up on everything is going to be about right. That headset license, which requires headsets license, is in the full version of the game, so we can't do that, unfortunately. What we can do, though, is we can come into the achievement tab and claim something else here. Let me just get that phone off the screen. We have got a new achievement, which is Fresh Threads, and now we've completed New Citizen 8 of 8. So we've got all our extras here. We have got some character progression as well we can claim. There's a bit of extra money and XP. So we'll probably get, I'm not sure how far along we'll get here. I'm not going to max this out just for the sake of maxing it out. The same, I'm not going to do the job mastery for the side jobs. We're not going to max all of these out. Reason being, I'll do that in the full game. I don't really see any point in doing it in a demo version of the game, and then when the full version comes out, we're just doing the same thing again straight away. So we'll do all of that in the full version of the game anyway, because obviously there's a lot of financial reward here as well as XP, which will be vital in the full game. It's not really necessary in the demo, so there's no point grinding away for something just to do it again when the full version releases, especially when you can't make use of the rewards in the demo. So we won't bother doing that. We can hire an employee. I think we have to be level 4 business for that, and we are currently level 3, about halfway to level 4. So once we get to level 4, we'll get ourselves an employee. That will probably happen in the next video. I'm not sure we'll make it in this one. But now we are full of energy and able to run around. We'll head over to the port and buy ourselves some sneakers and some other bits and pieces as well. Because now we have the van, I can just load up the back of the van. Please don't crash into me. We can load... Why don't people wait? If they can see you doing what ended up being like a 12-point turn in the road, if they can see you doing that, why would you try and drive past the person? Crazy AI traffic. Yeah, we'll pick up a lot of stuff here because I can get it all in the back of the van now. So unlike the rental car, where we couldn't really get a lot of stuff... Well, we couldn't get anything in that rental car, could we? Couldn't actually access it because it was a rental. Now we can load this van up with plenty of stuff. You know, I'm quite annoyed about that door panel. I'm going to have to go and get that fixed. Got a nice pristine van, and now I've got this little bit of a... There's a dent in the top of the roof, and it's all scratched. It's quite annoying. But when people have been just dropping into my game, which is obviously not... The reason I don't have that on for now and just while we're having a look at the game, really, is because you never know. You might get some idiot in there that's just going to crash into everybody and ruin everybody's game. I don't really want that in my gameplay when I'm trying to show the game off. But actually, most people that I've come across are just playing the game. Everybody, you just see people driving around in postal vans doing jobs. Quite good. It's a bit bright in here. This is because I turned shadows off. This is one of the drawbacks of having to do that. Hopefully, by the time the full game comes along, whatever's going on in the factory will be a bit more optimized, and I won't have to do that. Stock today? Yes, please. Right, we'll have... I think 10 of each is... Yeah, I can do this with controller. This is one of the menus that works fine. We'll have 10 of each. I think that's... I think I can carry 12, but we'll take 10 back to the van and come back for some more. The van storage is pretty big. It's got 96 kilos. We've got an axe in there at the moment. Do I have to do this? I think this is better with mouse. You see, some things are just better with the mouse. Dragging things over. It's just easier. That's used a fair bit. Let's make sure we get some product. And then we'll fill the rest up with packaging after that.
Would you like to browse through our catalog?
Yes, please. I'd like 10 of these. And 10 of these. don't think these weigh that much, oddly. You would think these would weigh the most. The product would be the thing that weighs the most. But I don't think these actually weigh all that much. These sneakers weigh 10. They weigh 10. Maybe it's the same then. Thought they weighed a bit less. Right, let's get some more packaging.
Would you like to take a peek at the catalog?
Yes, please. Wish you could type 10 in here. You couldn't before, and you still can't now. You do have to click that through. One thing that has changed, though, when we get back, is the animations for making all of this stuff. So, not so much the stickers, but for the boxing up. Might as well carry that on our person, that's fine. I don't need to put that in the back of the van. Well, that's not good either, is it? That's probably a suspension damaged. Can't even fix that yet. I am going to buy a car as well. That won't happen in this video, but that'll happen maybe in the next one, or what I'm planning to do is do one more video where we just finish the game off, and then I'll do a final video at the end where we just have a little dabble around it, doing a couple of other bits and pieces, just to make sure we've seen the whole map and everything like that. So there's probably going to be 2 more videos after this, and then it'll be done, purely because there's no more gameplay after that. So just do, I think, 2 more videos after this, where we finish off everything. And then obviously we'll be back for the full game whenever that comes. There's only a 2-person dev team, so there's only 2 people working on this entire game, so don't expect a full version of this just to drop from absolutely nowhere very soon, but they have got a good starting point here, so I don't imagine it's going to be like years away, but it could be a year away, I guess. It's taken them a year to get to this point, I think. Right, so let's get some stickers made up. And work. I don't think you can do this with controller. No, you can't. So this is another one of those things you can't do with controller. You have to use your mouse. I'll leave those there. Let's go and get the rest of the stuff from the van. Should have dropped those boxes off, really. That was a mistake, wasn't it? I have to come back for the rest of the label stuff. Right, so if I come over to this storage here, if I put the empty box there, put the book there as well for now, so I'm not holding on to it. We claim this, we'll get some sneakers packaged up. So this is now all changed. So you might remember, I think I mentioned it in the first 2 videos, or in the videos that didn't record, I still haven't told you about. You might remember me saying that this was quite simple. Basically, it was just put that in here, grab whatever product it is, put that on, and then it was just do the sides up in any order. It didn't matter if you did the wrong sides first. Well, not anymore. Now it does matter. You have to do the right sides first, then you have to put tape on, as I also mentioned in that video, and then put the sticker on. So it's not massively different, but it's a bit more involved and a bit more as you would expect to have to do things. So yeah, this is exactly what I mentioned in, I think it was the previous video. This is exactly what I mentioned, and here it is. I doubt it had anything to do with me, because you would think it would already be a thought process for them by the time my video went live. But yeah, this is exactly what I mentioned, and here it is. And as if by magic, we're now onto the books. I've just decided to skip that part out, because otherwise you'd see me box up 10 lots of sneakers and 10 lots of books, and it's the same thing every time, so I thought it might get a little bit boring. I just saved you the bother of that. I've also taken the sneakers down to the van already, so we can just take these down once I've finished. And we can get delivering some books and sneakers to the public. And I'll also tell you my story as to why I had to start the game all over again. Right, let's head out and do some deliveries then. So let's see if we've got any business going. We've got a couple of book orders, so we'll take Natalie some books first. And then hopefully we'll get some sneaker orders come in. Oh, here's another character. Say hello, you're live on YouTube. Well, not live, but you will be soon. So that's our first character we've met then. He's now on YouTube. I wonder if he's a viewer. If you are, leave a comment. Yeah, so why did I have to start my game again? So the sound issue that I was having, I noticed that I could hear, obviously I could hear the phone conversations and I could hear the doorbell and everything else, so it must have been playing somewhere else. So what I decided to do was record my system audio. Well, that'll fix the issue, because if I record the whole system audio, you'll be able to hear everything that I'm hearing. You'll also be able to hear things that I usually leave out of videos, for example, Steam notifications and stuff like that, other notifications on the system that you never hear, because I just record pure game audio. I thought, well, you don't need to hear that stuff, so I always leave that stuff out. But I'll record the system, that'll help. So I just recorded my headphone audio, thinking, well, that'll fix the issue. And it seemed to be fixing the issue, but then the main game audio didn't record. And I didn't know this at the time. I thought it was recording just fine. Everything seemed fine. I could even see the bars going up on OBS. I thought, oh, everything's fine. It's perfect. But it wasn't. So I recorded 3 videos, went to edit them, and there was no sound. To say it felt like somebody had punched me in the stomach was an understatement. I spent a day doing that, a whole day recording those videos, and what did I get out of it? To put them in the recycle bin and delete them. It's just... Thanks, I'm wide awake at 3... Wide awake at 11. Sorry, I didn't realize what the time was. We shouldn't have delivered it that late. We probably shouldn't deliver this one late either, but I'm going to. So yeah, to say I was a bit disappointed about having to delete an entire day's work, yeah, that was not great. That was not a good feeling. But yeah, that also comes on the back of having quite a lot of other issues with my PC of late as well. I was trying to fix a few other issues, minor issues, just drivers and stuff like that. But again, annoying. So normally, what I would do is have, I record, peel back the curtain, I generally record earlier on in the week, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays sort of thing. Then I'll do a bit of editing through the later week. The week, when you're watching a video, I've usually recorded all those videos the week before. Or during the week before, maybe a few days before in some cases. But yeah, so I'm about 3 days behind now, with various PC issues, then game issues, and then some other little things as well in life. It's been a long week, but having to delete a day's work when you've set aside a day to do some extra work, and having to delete that entire day, that was annoying. Yeah, that was a bit of a gut punch. But this game also has no way of finding your saves. Everything is saved just online, and I don't mean like Steam Cloud online, I mean within the game itself online. I have no idea where these saves are for this game. TP Gaming must think I'm a vampire. Well, I do now. Yes. I guess that's because we woke up in the night. But yeah, it has no way of finding the saves. The saves are just online within the game. So unfortunately, you have to start again. That's the only way of doing it. You've only got 4 profiles, so I had to pick a new profile. There's only 4 profiles. You get 2 if you use the US servers and 2 if you use the EU servers. So I had to start a brand new profile. And that's it. And once you've started 4, that's it. You can't go anymore. So hopefully they implement some sort of save or a way of deleting profiles. Because at the moment, you can't even delete a profile. So you're stuck with it. So anything that you've created, you're stuck with as soon as you've got it. So hopefully they change that in future. At least be able to delete profiles so I can start again. Because I've got 4 running now. I've gone through all 4 with various testing that I've done on this game. So, yeah, that has been my issues, but the main thing was having to delete an entire day's work. Could not believe it. An entire day's work just gone. But, oh, well, here we are. Moving forward. Because that's about all you can do, really, apart from cry. Right, let's get this fixed, because that's been annoying me. The body, $500? Just for one panel? It was only $500 for the whole van before. Been ripped off the second time. At least it looks better though. Right, I think we will leave this video here because we're not going to get any more customers at this time of night. So we'll wait for the morning to come, for some more customers to come. That'll level up the business. Then I can show you an employee in the next video. And I think we'll basically finish the demo in the next video. And then in a final video after that, we'll probably buy a car and explore around having that. Go around some of the map we've not been to yet. Do a couple of the odd jobs just to have a final look at those. And then we'll be series complete. But if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you leave it a like. Consider subscribing to and joining the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you for another video very soon.